pushed it all the way in.
Alright. I snapped it before
Except
too.
I'm seeing red lights here. But those are, that's because it's recording. That's
Okay,
why. Yeah.
so are we ready to hit?
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Oh.
do that.
I got a problem with that thing again. Bring it back.
Why don't we just put it back in here for a minute? I don't know, I just think it's weird. Just put it back in here for a second. Here. Good. I don't know what that RX thing means.
All right, here we go. Try
Is
that.
that good?
Try that.
Ugh.
Testing.
Alright, we're gonna try again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, we're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. Alright, let's hope we're doing it this time. Are we live? Are we live? We're gonna try to hear some sound.
That's the old one?
This
Or
is,
that's the new one?
I don't know. Are we live now?
There it is.
Oh no, that was this morning. Yeah, no, that was this. Oh, where are we? Live? We're live. Are we
Okay.
hearing sound?
Any sound?
No sound. What the heck is going on around here? No, that was live. What
All right,
the
give
heck
it
is
back.
happening?
Give it back. Let's see her try again.
Finish. So annoying. Dawn. So it's like it's so
My name
weird.
is Jaya. I'm the founder of.
Stop.
My name is Jaya. I'm.
Stop. Stop. We
Yeah,
did
it had
have.
sound. We
It
did.
had sound.
Yeah, it did.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna have to delete this.
We are trying again. We could hear nothing.
Delete.
Ugh.
Delete.
So sorry.
Are we live now?
There we go.
Oh no, that was this morning. Yeah, no, that was.
All right, I just deleted it. All right, now I'm gonna start a new
Okay.
one.
Where are we? Live? We're live.
All right, boy.
All right, here you go, honey.
All right.
Wait a minute. Where's? Can you reset it again?
Mm-hmm. Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
All right. We're gonna try it again.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. We're gonna try it again. Well, maybe we didn't do this, so this is what was throwing us off. Maybe. Let's hope we got some sound. Let's see if we got sound this time. I hope we did. Thank you, Dawn and Eric, for telling us we did last time. This is it. Oh, we got it. Yay! Yay! Oh, phew! That's a good thing. All right.
Do you like that mic being? Do you like that camera being that high?
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
share it to Sunday at sea though, because you know.
Yeah. No, go do what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it there. right?
Hang in there with us, folks. We're getting started.
Can you tell Brad is not here? Brad's in New Zealand. Boy, we miss him.
He's in New Zealand.
Isn't
The
that
guy
cool?
who normally gets our show going.
Isn't that fun? Well, welcome. We hope you
So
find
are
us.
we in the group now?
I think third time's a charm. Yeah. Yay! Thanks for hanging with us. We'll get this underway. This ship is going back and forth.
Is this thing working?
Oh yeah, let's get this on too. Oh boy, technical difficulties tonight. Here we go. All right, let's go back to this one here. All right, there we are. All right, we're going to start. Ready?
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Yay! We're glad you're here. Thanks for sticking with us through our technical difficulties. Yay! We solved them.
Solve them, boy.
Thanks for
Yeah, we
being
can-
here. Oh, great. Thanks for that confirmation. Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. We want to hear
Yay.
that. Please comment.
Yay! We're glad. Oh, isn't that a sweet sound? Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, we love that.
The sound tune.
Yeah, close enough for.
Is it good enough?
Close
for
enough.
Let me check because
go ahead.
we got a very sophisticated audience out there, and they pay attention. And this fella. This fella goes out of tune really easily at the sound of a hiccup. It'll go out of tune.
This one.
What?
The one that's that up a little bit on that one. Just a smidge. This one. That one. Up a little tiny bit. Just a hair. A smidge of a smidge. Just a tiny bit. That's the one. Yep.
There was a hiccup around there.
There was hiccups. So we could be here all night tuning the
See-
banjo. That's how sensitive they are.
I'm so sensitive.
But it's going to be worth it because it's going to sound so pretty and it's the sweetest song in the world. Remember, it's a song that Emma sang with Bert on the album that he did a long time ago. Which album was that of yours?
That's right.
I forget the name of which album it was on.
It's called Rosanna.
I know the song. What
It was
album
on
of
the
yours?
first CD. First
Oh,
one. First
first
one.
one. Cool. So pretty.
We're bound away for the break of day. Bye-bye, sweet Rosanna. For the fishing banks we'll make our way, and I won't be home tomorrow. Bye-bye, 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 sweet Rosanna. Bye-bye, 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 and I won't be home tomorrow. It's a great song.
Yeah.
The ship is sailing round the bend. Bye-bye, sweet Rosanna. All loaded down with fishermen. And I won't be home tomorrow. Bye-bye, 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 sweet Rosanna. Bye-bye, 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 and I won't be home tomorrow. Well, the stars are rocking up above. Bye-bye, sweet Rosanna. For the ocean is the fisherman's love, and I won't be home tomorrow. Bye-bye, 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 sweet Rosanna. Bye-bye, 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 and I won't be home tomorrow. Well, the green seas are rolling by my side. Bye-bye, sweet Rosanna. For the ocean is a fisherman's life, and I won't be home tomorrow. Try singing with us. Bye-bye, 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 sweet Rosanna. Bye-bye, 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 and I won't be home tomorrow. One more verse. Well, the stormy seas are in a churn. Bye-bye, sweet Rosanna. So pray for me when I return, and I won't be home tomorrow. Last time. Bye-bye, 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 sweet Rosanna. Bye-bye, 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 and I won't be home tomorrow. I think she held her tune. I think she held
she
stated tune.
did great. I think she did great. I think we might have to bring her back later because it sounded so pretty. It was so great. I love the lyrics of that too. One of my favorite lines in that song is, "The stars are rocking up above." Because of course you're doing like this and the stars are rocking. I love that.
Isn't that fun?
I love that.
For the ocean is the fisherman's love.
I love that.
There we go.
Well, you may start to notice a little bit of a theme in this show tonight. We might have a lot of fisherman things going on.
Oh my
here.
gosh, we sure do.
And for a very good reason, and we'll be telling you that story for sure. Paul, that's funny. Paul says, that's okay, I go out of tune very easily too. We can all relate to that, right?
That's the story of my life.
That's funny. And Jenny's here. Yay, Jenny! Woohoo! And Eric and Dawn, we're glad to see you guys. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you for
here
joining
with
with
us.
us.
Yeah,
They're down around the Chesapeake, right?
right. South Carolina, right?
South
Woohoo!
Carolina, Charlottetown,
All right.
whatever. Yeah, it's a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yesterday was a big day for us. We obviously yesterday was a big day for the world. There were all kinds of protests and such, and right down the street here at Five Corners, we attended that gathering.
But we're not singing
Hundreds
any
of
of those
people,
songs.
hundreds of people there, and we had a good time, and we saw a lot of friends. And then later in the day, we went to Martha's Vineyard Museum, where they had a program about efforts to try and take care of one of. Hear that ferry? Did you hear that ferry boat?
Did you hear it?
We get a lot of fog around here. Anyway, so there's this iconic, wonderful, beloved fishing boat, the last of its kind, a wooden dragger called Little Lady. And I invite you all to go hit your Google and go Google Little Lady. Little Lady.
Little Lady, Martha's
In a
Vineyard.
fishing boat,
Little
Martha's
Lady.
Vineyard.
Yeah.
You know, Google it. They've all kinds of photographs of this vessel. It's a beautiful vessel.
And
Yeah.
she needs help.
And it was built in 1929, and it's the last of its kind. If any of you had a way to imagine the way this island was, the way Cape Cod, New England was 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago, you'd see all these little fishing boats out in the water.
A whole harbor of little ladies.
Little ladies, all of them, you know, dozens of them. And they were doing the business of this country, going out and catching fish.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the infinite wisdom of the fishing industry is they made the boats bigger and bigger and bigger.
And the net's bigger and bigger and
The
bigger.
net's bigger and bigger. So there's not as many species of fish swimming in these waters. And so the small fishing boats essentially disappeared. And not just because they were wood and rotted away or whatever, but because the industry of fishing is really hard in coastal communities.
And it's similar to how the big farms have done the same to the little small farms. It's a similar thing.
Family-owned farm.
Yeah, it's hard for the smaller businesses.
They're an
It's hard.
endangered species if there are any left at all.
Yeah.
And
So this community
so anyhow, at the
came together.
museum,
Yeah. Tell
at
the
the
story.
museum, okay, Dennis Jason, the third generation captain, is working in a partnership with the island community to have that vessel restored. He doesn't have the economic means to be able to take care of that vessel in these hard fishing times. There's not enough money in it. So he's partnering with the community to fundraise, and there'll
Several
be
different
fundraising
entities. Yeah.
to take care of this vessel. It's almost 100 years old, right? 1929, right?
And
So
one of the coolest things was that room was packed.
the place was packed.
What a testament to this community that people would rally around a disappearing lifestyle and a beautiful old boat to save the boat. There was
You hear
a
the
foghorn
horn
again.
again?
So it was really amazing
It was
to
such
be
a
in that room.
warm-hearted gathering of people together to try and talk about what they could do, what could be done to preserve this vessel. She's the last. Now, at Mystic Seaport, there's like a sister vessel called the Rowan, which she was made about the same time, and she's in Mystic Seaport and she's being taken care of. But Martha's Vineyard lost all of its old wooden boats. This one is it. This is the last one. So there's efforts to try and preserve her. And
There's a lot of good interest and a lot of people throwing in the help.
And I've known all the captains, I know the family, and anyway, so it was a reunion for many of us. And this is a song that you've heard me sing this before. When did I write this? I wrote this in
2018. Look at that.
Wow, 2018. Anyhow, it's called Fishing Boat Sarah, which is a story of about a fishing boat that's slightly bigger than this one. But it's a story about a family-owned fishing boat. Oh yeah, I need a harmonica.
Oh yeah, can't do this song without a harmonica. Aw, Jenny, we miss you too. I miss you. Love you. We miss all you guys. It's just so great to have everybody here with us. Whether you're commenting or you're chopping vegetables.
Yeah, please jump in. Please say something. Say hello. Sarah rolls through the waves, sailing out to the sea, carrying a net full of our hopes and the dreams of a family. She has a fishing boat, she's our own, she's a home away from home. Rising, rolling and rocking, Sarah carry us on. Carry us on. Through the Quicksole Passage, at dawn we're bound far away, leaving the town, the bright lights and the sounds of the day, leaving breakfast on the table, leaving our daughters and neighbors behind. We're heading out to the fish, Sarah carry us on. Carry us on. The best measure of what we do isn't the fish in the hole. Biggest payback is when the fish are sold. We got memories of Grandpa, a Highlander back in his day. We're carrying his story, Sarah carry us on. Carry us on. Diesel engine sings below the deck, wake swirls behind. Might tell you something about who we are in the sparkle in our eyes. Doesn't hold a coin to the women we left at the dock. The garden in the backyard and the clothes hanging up from the line. Riding on the ocean, turning with the tide, hauling in that net, our friends by our side, by our side. We're way off in Georgia's, watching the whales swim by.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of room for all of us when the fish finally arrive. I don't know what you're talking about. This small boat belongs out here. We're doing alright. Sarah carry us on. Carry us on. coffee's burnt, it's too hot, and the autopilot is down. The net is coming back loaded, there's seagulls nearby. We're done our fishing, Sarah carries us on. Carry us on. Riding on the ocean, turning with the tide.
Woo! You were right.
Boy, here we go
Oh
again.
boy.
Riding on the ocean, turning with the tide. Hauling in that net, our friends by our side. All right, this is the most important verse.
Oh boy.
The wishes that we carry makes being out here so great. That our loved ones are cared for and their dreams they are met. We all want good weather. We want a lot of fish out here. We're turning to the west. Sarah carry us on. Carry us on. Riding on the ocean, turning with the tide. Hauling in that net.
Hauling in the net.
Our friends, our grandsons, our granddaughters by our side.
Yay! I'm gonna adjust this camera. I think I
We hope the
messed
little
it
lady's
a little
all right.
That's right.
How's that camera doing?
I think it's
all right?
doing fine. I just have to move it just a hair.
We do this show all by ourselves. It's just Molly and I tonight.
So we're being techies
We
and
don't have any
musicians.
producers or anything. We're it.
We're wearing several hats.
We're multiple hats at the same time. And we have conversations about this throughout the week and throughout the year. I hope people are...
Oh, well, you got such a nice comment from Dawn and Eric. This is a favorite song of ours. One of your best, Mark.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you were so right. It's such a good one. I love it.
It's so touching, really, to talk to you all about fishing community.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, can I read
Yeah.
you one more comment here too? Lorraine is not chopping vegetables this time, but she is with us, and she wanted to say hi. She's grading papers. She's a teacher,
Grading
so she's
is-
busy.
Oh my God, we love it. Thank you for sharing that, Lorraine.
Oh, and Jane Kimball Walsh says, John loves your guitar playing, Mark. Isn't it wonderful? That's sweet. That's so sweet. Yeah, you really rocking and rolling on that song. That's right. It's so beautiful. It's so good.
Did anybody like the banjo? The banjo was pretty cool.
Yeah, banjo was cool
We
too.
have to
Oh
bring
yeah.
the banjo on. Anyhow, I love
Let's go
playing.
back.
I love making music, and making music with Molly is just terrific.
Oh,
Isn't it
likewise,
so fun?
likewise.
She pops in there with a little this and little that, makes every song that we do together just so wonderful.
We just have a good time, don't we?
Don't we? Oh my gosh, we sure
Don't
do.
we?
Oh, let's see. So let's wrap up the story about Little Lady. So stay tuned. They have to raise $1.5 million to restore and create an endowment for this vessel. And it's not an overnight thing, you know. This is
No.
going to be over a span of a year or two.
Can
to
I
try
tell
and do
one of the
this.
cool things that we learned during this thing yesterday? The you already said that the boat was built in 1929. Well, the family that originally the boat was built
The
for,
grandson
their grandfather was there
was there.
with old paperwork.
Came over from
Yeah.
Noank. Wherever.
Noank, yeah, it was built in Noank, Connecticut, but it was named a different name back then. But here's the even more interesting little mystery part. There were two boats. His grandfather built two boats, both with the same name, Mary F. So there was two of them named Mary F. And there's some speculation, having been built in 1929, that one of them was a rum runner. So they had some interesting stories to tell, that they're looking up stuff, and it's so this boat has an interesting history before it became a really long time working fishing boat.
The
So.
stories that are in this region of New England, going back to Prohibition and beyond, are rich and overflowing. They're so full. And the stories that we touched on in this conversation, this
Yeah.
program that we attended yesterday was really just so good. So
And I'm
good.
not going to mention any names, but there's a certain somebody who could bring people to tears from the things that he was saying that were just touching the heart of the history of our community, the history of this particular boat, the people that were on the boat, that used to own the boat, the father, the grandfather, and the whole community of fishermen from that day. And there were quite a few tears that were being wiped off because it was very, very touching.
I have a memory of going out with the whole family, the father, grandfather, whatever it was, the father and the son who we saw yesterday,
And he
as a
remembered that
trip,
too.
and I wrote a story about it because it was sort of like the old guy was getting old. He wasn't going out in the boat anymore, and it was a very special occasion for the two brothers to take their dad out, and then and so anyway, I was a part of that. I was part of that story, and so you know you're going to be emotionally driven when you hear somebody talking about. I mean, how many of you know people who have multiple generations of ownership of a boat? I come from a family, we've had a piece of property in Edgartown for 3 generations. And it's a treasure, it's a great responsibility, it's a great thing. It's your family religion to have that in your family, to have either a boat or a farm or a piece of
And
waterfront
there's so much
property.
love and care that goes into its maintenance. That was something that came out loud and clear. Can I tell one more little story?
Please, go for it, yeah.
When the current owner of the boat, the third generation, he was talking about when he really started having this boat, he was a young guy, and he said a young guy in an old boat might not be such a good combination. But as he grew and learned the boat more and more, the boat became always the most important thing. So he would describe going out on a fishing expedition. What does he think of first? The boat. The fish second. So he's taking care of this little lady.
The stewardship,
Yeah.
family
Yeah,
stewardship.
so it was beautiful to hear him talk like
I
that.
don't mind devoting a lot of time to this show tonight, to this topic, because in this world of change, and we're seeing it day in and day out, the things that we really treasure, which are family connected, which are community connected.
That's
And,
right.
a fishing boat connects you not just to the sea. It connects because that boat used to come in and people would get that fish for their dinners and their breakfasts and whatever they would do with the fish, you know.
That's
And
right.
what an amazing, unique connection. And these boats were all over New England, all up and down the coast. You know, anyhow, we get going on this story, and this brings us around to your song,
That's
which you're going to
right.
do right now, which is called "Two Friends So Different."
Which was about friends that had a similar boat to the one that we were talking about yesterday. It was an old time wooden fishing boat, same kind of thing, going out on the water to catch the fish. And my grandpa, who came from a very different background, became very good friends with this old fisherman, and this is their story. Ready? Two friends so different, two friends the same, drawn to the sea that calls their name. One came and worked to get away, one came and worked his job to stay.
Two friends.
Two friends so different and the same. Jack goes off to work by train, pounding pavement in the city. Donald might find wind and rain pounding on his deck, not pretty. One goes home at night by rail, one goes home by sea. Both go home to lovely wives and a family. Two friends so different, two friends the same, drawn to the sea that calls their name. One came and worked to get away, one came and worked his job to stay.
Two friends.
Friends so different and the same. Jack worked his way up, poor Irish, now investments loans. Donald worked his hands, hauling fish down to the bones. One counts, tallies profit stocks, one counts, tallies lobster stocks. Both survived, excelled, rose to the top, all on their own. Two friends so different, two friends the same, drawn to the sea because their name.
One
One
came.
came and worked to get away,
One came.
worked his job to stay.
Two friends.
Friends
So different.
and the same. Jack is tired from city life, gets a break from stress and strife. Donald is tired from lines and pots, stays his men, his nets and knots. They share time along the dock, leads to
Their pipes fill the shack with smoke, chewing the fat, sharing a story, wisdom or a joke. Both
have knowledge for the other, each an unlikely brother, bonded by their deep affection and their island ways. Two friends so different, two friends the same, drawn to the sea that calls their name.
one came.
One came, worked to get away. One came, worked his job to stay.
Two
Two
friends.
friends so different and the same. Two friends so different, yet the same. Two friends so different.
They're the
Yeah.
And the part that's about this song is that she's singing a song about people who could have sat in the audience with us
Oh,
if they were alive.
Yeah, and people that most of the people in the room remembered and loved.
It's
Yeah.
such a great part of being in a coastal community, having that level of fellowship,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. It's a lovely thing.
So cool, so terrific.
A wonderful thing. So I found this thing earlier today, and the coolest thing about it was I found it before I found out about this event that's happening. It's an annual event. Actually, it's going to be the 20th annual Sea Glass Convention in Mystic,
Mystic, Connecticut,
at the end of July.
end of July.
And a friend of mine was saying, "Oh,
Sea glass.
all excited about this sea glass show, like a really cool thing."
Does any one of you folks have sea glass at home? You get it in a little jar or something.
Right.
Whenever you go down to the beach, you put something in it.
You
Oh
might have
my
found
God.
some. Or have any of you been to this show in Mystic? I guess there's a lot of artisans there that make things out of sea glass. I think it sounds like a really cool thing to see. So, but for me, the part about sea glass that is equally as wonderful is the moment of discovery. That's the cool part. So I wrote this little story, and if you have our home album, it was on that album, but I haven't even read it out loud since then, and just kind of funny how these things come together. So I'm just gonna read it again, just because it's a fun thing, and maybe you'll relate to being on the beach and having similar things. It's called Finding Treasures. Mom taught me how, on the beach each summer, treasures were rocks with beautiful colors or patterns, or the shape of something like a faraway planet, or a farm fresh egg, or a yummy butterscotch candy. I used to pretend that. Treasures were also richly colored shells, or egg casings of living creatures like the skates or the conchs, little babies, or wonderfully aged pieces of driftwood. So many cool shapes. The best treasures, provoking oohs and ahs though, and races to grab them first, were pieces of sea glass. They shone on the sand. They had just been washed up on shore, glittering white and green and brown and, well, on the luckiest days, the blues and the purples. Treasures. It was clear that they were in the eyes of the beholder. They had to be noticed and valued to be treasures. They also had to survive long, hard journeys to arrive ready to be discovered. How similar is our journey? Our broken bits, worn smooth through the years, maybe we're also becoming treasures. If we're lucky. If we're paying attention. If we're viewed with the same eyes of love. Like my mom always saw me.
Am I lucky, folks?
Am I
Please
lucky,
comment.
folks?
Am I lucky? I'm sitting right next to her, you know. We hang out together. She wrote that. It didn't come out of a book.
Well, it was
It was a
a
sweet
life
story.
experience. A life experience. It was a joy. My mom would be walking along the beach. She did. She taught us how to appreciate the littlest little things that would wash up and be gifts from the ocean, gifts from nature. It was a
Okay,
beautiful
folks,
thing.
it's your turn. You got share a little story about walking the beach.
Yeah.
Or even,
Yeah.
you know, I walked streams inland, you know, way inland, where the streams that go down to the river, where you have. Don't forget, rivers and creeks and brooks, they can be centuries old. They can be thousands of years old.
That's right.
And they
And they make a beautiful
changes,
sound,
the
too.
seasons come and go. I love harbors. Our harbors, you know, they go back before man was around, and the stories that, anyhow, just to grab. Anyhow, I don't want to take any wind out of your sail, but I just want to say, please contribute something in the comments to this Facebook Live show.
Well, and speaking of our harbors, and speaking of sailing, this is a song that has a story outside of our harbor, but it also has a story inside our harbor. And we've probably told that story before, but we might have to tell it again. We definitely have to sing the song again, because it's a fave.
We have this wonderful topsail schooner, 109-foot topsail schooner, called Shenandoah, right in Vineyard Haven Harbor, and we're months away from seeing her getting all rigged up for sailing, but she's out there, sitting there in this foggy nights and
She's
foggy
a
days.
beloved wooden boat too.
And we love that vessel. And the thing that's so sweet about it is the captain of her, Bob Douglas, when he had her built, named her after this song we're going to sing.
Yeah.
And it always gives it's magic to me, because if you were so fortunate as to have 100-something foot vessel built for you, if you were to be in that same place, what would you name the vessel? Little Lady? What would you
That's a good
name
name
her?
too.
Would you name it after your wife? Or well, Bob Douglas named it after her favorite song.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Isn't that cool? I mean, it's an old sea shanty. Now let's see how we remember this. We're going to do
Yeah,
the instrumental first.
Yeah, let's try that.
I'm bound to leave you far away, rolling river, ocean door. I'm bound to leave you, bound away. I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri.
Aww. I love that song.
Are we good? Oh my God, we have 4 minutes left.
Oh my goodness. Well, we started a little bit late. That's how it goes.
You gotta tell them about Wicked Good.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So Jenny knows all about this. Jenny's usually one of my compatriots, and we're so sorry that Jenny isn't with us for this show, but I'm doing a show at the end of the week called Wicked Good Musical Review, and if any of you locals are around and want to come to the show,
The tickets are already selling out.
Yeah, that's true. It's selling out. It's going to be a fun show, and I'm really excited to sing this one song that's called "Look for the Light." It's about a lighthouse. So there's a salty little song, a little preview. And so, anyways, I'm excited
Where is
about
it?
singing
Where
at
is it?
the Martha's Vineyard Playhouse. So come on
Right up
down.
the street.
That's right.
It's like everything around here is right up the street.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Well, we got some people we got to thank. I'm thinking we're going to have to go right to the end, right? Because we just got to thank some people for helping sponsor our show, for helping be our supporters, Patreon supporters, Substack supporters. We thank Brad for editing our shows and doing all that stuff, even though he's run off and abandoned us in New Zealand.
He's in New
Isn't
Zealand.
that awesome?
He's standing upside down right now. Upside down.
We can't wait to hear about his trip. It's so cool. It's
What's
so
it like
wonderful.
being upside down?
He'll have to tell us. That's right. So we thank for him for his Fisher Poetry Archive, for archiving all kinds of great maritime stuff. Go check it out if you have a chance. There's podcasts, there's videos, all kinds of good stuff.
I got a check from Patreon this week.
Yay!
Thank you everyone for participating
That's
in
right.
Patreon. It's a real contribution to what we do.
That's right.
And we just booked another gig. We got another gig in July. We're doing a combination stargazing and singing program
That's right.
for young college levels and
And we got
young
all
people.
kinds of cool things coming up in
So-
July and August and June and May. Yeah. A lot of stuff happening.
And we're going to Cape Cod to perform at the Cape Cod Maritime Museum.
That's right, next week on the 17th. That's right. So
We
we
got
got a
things
lot of stuff going
around
on.
here.
It's very exciting. Next week or the week after. Yeah. Anyways, cool stuff coming up, and we're so glad that you could join us. And that's a wonderful thing. It means a lot. And yeah.
Thank you everyone
Thank
for
you.
joining with us. And you know, the world is going through a hiccup right now. It's a big one, and I know a lot of people are concerned about what's going on, and so it's a great moment to have you with us, sharing in the fellowship of just a human connection that we all have together with song and stories,
That's right.
and we will weather this together.
That's right. All right, sing along. You know this one. You love it. So do we.
All hands, command the captain, see the cable running clear. born.
Boy.
One frosty morning, and the sails were full of snow. Tighten those sheets and pulling those halyards. Let her off and let her go. Rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you a lot.
You're an awesome crowd. Many
Thousands
miles behind us, many thousand miles below.
the ocean lifts her waves to that well remembered shore.
Here we go.
Rolling home,
Rolling home, rolling home across the sea.
rolling home,
To Martha's Vineyard.
yeah, rolling home, dear God to
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Have a
See you
great
next week. We'll have more stories to tell.
That's right.